In the high-octane world of Formula One, a storm has been brewing that's as intense as the races themselves. At the heart of this tempest is Christian Horner, whose saga of allegations has taken an unexpected twist, signaling a bumpy road ahead for the British executive. Despite an initial proclamation of innocence, the opposing party, a female employee of Red Bull, has taken decisive steps to challenge this narrative. With the engagement of a formidable new legal team and the pursuit of an appeal against the Austrian powerhouse, she has broken her silence. Her revelations paint a picture of betrayal and misconduct by a brand she once trusted implicitly. This internal upheaval within Red Bull raises questions about potential shifts in power dynamics and the impact on Horner's standing within the team. The employee's recent statements have sent ripples through the organization. She speaks of a lack of transparency that echoes the sentiments of team principals and bosses across F1. Yet, skepticism surrounds her claims, given the existence of an exhaustive 100-page report from a thorough investigation led by both external and internal legal experts. The notion that such a detailed inquiry could overlook key elements seems implausible. Nevertheless, the anonymous female, whose identity remains shrouded in secrecy, confided in a close friend, who subsequently shared insights with a major online publication. According to her account, Red Bull has wronged her despite her adherence to protocol. Her suspension, following what she believed to be correct and private reporting of her concerns, has left her disillusioned with the company she served loyally. Her friend's words echo this sentiment, expressing profound disappointment with the outcome. She did everything by the book, yet found herself sidelined from a job and a sport where she was highly esteemed. The lack of support from Red Bull is a stark contrast to the diligent and correct process she followed, leading to a suspension that has deeply affected her. As we delve deeper into the narrative, it's crucial to maintain objectivity and consider the broader implications. The female employee's allegations are not just against any colleague, but against one of the sport's most revered figures, her boss. Her decision to bypass the headquarters in Milton Keynes and take her grievances directly to the HR department in Austria hints at underlying controversies or serious issues. Further complicating the matter is the pervasive male dominance in F1, which her friend suggests has influenced the handling of the case. Despite a groundswell of support messages, the employee remains resolute, trusting in the legal process underway at the Austrian firm. Yet, a source close to her and familiar with the inner workings of Formula One suggests that this male-dominated landscape will significantly impact the case's resolution. This source, who also spoke to the same online outlet, highlighted a troubling aspect of the sport's culture. The suspension of a woman for voicing her concerns sets a dangerous precedent, potentially deterring other women in F1 from coming forward with their issues. It's a scenario that demands introspection from fans and insiders alike, prompting a critical question. What's gone awry at Red Bull, and how will it reshape the future of women in the sport? Will this case accelerate change, or will it be another lap in the long race for equality in the fast-paced world of Formula One? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The outcome of this saga will have far-reaching consequences, both on and off the track. We find ourselves at a crossroads where the pursuit of justice and the quest for truth collide with the harsh realities of a sport steeped in tradition and power dynamics. The female employee at the center of the storm stands on precarious ground. If found guilty of fabricating allegations, she risks not only her reputation, but also the integrity of the very cause she champions. The narrative that Formula One's male-dominated environment influenced the outcome of her case is being scrutinized. Critics argue that such a defense is antiquated and ineffective. Horner, who has led the Austrian squad with distinction since 2005, faces his own trial in the court of public opinion. The suggestion that he could be embroiled in scandal after years of unblemished service is met with incredulity. Yet, whispers of a substantial settlement offered to the accuser, rumored to be in the vicinity of $750,000, later increased to $1 million by Red Bull, add layers of complexity to the saga. The accuser's sentiments diverge sharply from the narrative of guilt. Her confidant paints a picture of a woman wronged, a transparent investigation that somehow led to her suspension, leaving a trail of unanswered questions. Who within Red Bull was responsible for uncovering the truth? Who had access to the sensitive material? And who decided her fate? These are the queries that haunt her as she seeks clarity and openness in a process that has left her sidelined and disillusioned. Taking the case public is a double-edged sword. It invites scrutiny and speculation, potentially scarring Horner's name beyond repair. Yet silence and secrecy might not serve the cause of justice either. Wolf, another key figure in this tale, calls for transparency, hinting at a larger narrative at play, a narrative that transcends individual grievances and speaks to the core of how the sport handles serious matters. As Wolf eloquently states, the resolution of this case should not rest solely in the hands of the teams. It's a matter of such gravity that it demands the attention of the governing body and commercial rights holders. To reduce it to a mere power struggle within Formula One would be to diminish its significance. This is not just about Red Bull versus Mercedes. It's about setting a precedent for how the sport addresses and resolves issues that affect its most vulnerable participants. The voices of women in Formula One, often overshadowed, must not be dismissed or trivialized. To suggest that they could exploit their minority status to evade accountability is to undermine the strides made towards equality and respect. The individuals who have dedicated their lives to building esteemed careers in Formula One deserve better than to see their efforts crumble like a house of cards. As we await the next turn in this high-stakes race for justice, one thing is clear: the path forward must be charted with care, integrity, and a steadfast commitment to fairness. The paddock whispers grow louder and the plot thickens with intrigue and speculation. To cast an allegation is a simple task, but to stand firm in the face of a meticulously conducted 3-week investigation and a voluminous 100-page report is to wage a war against the tide. The notion that Christian Horner could be culpable seems to some a thinly veiled attempt to oust him from the grand stage of Formula One, particularly in light of Jos Verstappen's incendiary remarks about the toxic atmosphere allegedly fostered by the Brit. Contradicting this narrative is the testimony of an internal Red Bull employee who vehemently denies such toxicity. Instead, they herald the current team environment as unparalleled, citing the dual triumphs in the 2024 season as irrefutable evidence of a harmonious and victorious unit. This sentiment is echoed by Horner himself, who, in true team principle fashion, declared that no individual eclipses the collective. His stern message to Max Verstappen, that discomfort warrants departure, was a bold reminder of the team's ethos. Yet, amidst this declaration of unity, Max called for tranquility within the ranks, urging a focus on race wins, a sentiment shared by his father, Jos. However, the elder Verstappen's words carry a cautionary tone, suggesting that as long as Horner remains at the helm, uncertainty looms, threatening to fracture the team's solidarity. The situation remains taut with tension, each Red Bull member, from Christian Horner to Jos Verstappen, playing their part in a narrative rife with internal strife. The expectation of significant changes dims with the team's ability to maintain composure under scrutiny. Max's ambiguous signals regarding his future and Horner's steadfast belief in the team's resilience without him set the stage for an internal showdown. As the saga continues, rival teams like Mercedes and Ferrari circle like vultures, eager to capitalize on any weakness, ready to poach talent that could topple Red Bull's reign. The question lingers: what will be the outcome of these allegations? And how will the female employees' sentiments be reconciled in this complex tapestry of competition and controversy? We invite you to share your thoughts on this intricate case and the emotions it has stirred. Join the conversation and let us know your perspective in the comments below.